Prashant, welcome to Liqvd in Talks.
Great to be here, Arnab.
And this is our introductory episode. So good to have you.
Let's make it special.
Yes, let's make it special, right? So of course it's a special day, obviously. We just announced acquisition of AdLift. We'll keep it unbiased, unfiltered, honest, because that's how we are as Liqvd. How does it feel to sell your child?
So, to be honest, never did it occur to me that AdLift or I personally would be looking for an acquisition, because AdLift, as you mentioned, was my baby and marketing is the only thing I know. So even if I was to think about an acquisition, what the main question that always came to me was what next, right?
Right.
And the next was always what I love doing, which is marketing, SEO and performance.
Right.
But when you and I started talking, what Liqvd does and what AdLift does is basically complementing each other, right? We're not stepping on each other's toes, and the overall idea is to grow.
Right.
And when that opportunity came was when I was extremely enthusiastic, and today I'm completely elated. This is my elated face, and I'm super stoked at what's brewing for the future.
No, absolutely, I think the opportunity is humongous. And since we're talking what's next, I've been hearing this for a while that SEO is dead. We're hearing this for a while, right? But you built a large organization based on SEO, and I think you are doing fantastic with the kind of brands that you have on board. I think the Airbnbs of the world and HDFC Bank, Titan, and multiple other brands. So do you agree to this statement? One, second, if not, then why are people saying this?
So SEO inherently can never be dead, because it's one of the most intent-driven marketing channels, right? If SEO is dead, then search, marketing as you know it, AdWords as you know it, Google as you know it will also die with that.
Right.
But it is always evolving. So I think one of the things AdLift has done really well and would continue to do is staying on top of the game.
Right.
Which is why we work not only with some of the big names that you mentioned in India, but also our global presence and footprint is massive.
Yeah.
Very early on, we worked very closely with the likes of Shopify, Airbnb, headquarters out of San Francisco, and really growing out and architecting their SEO. And from that point on, SEO has been fast changing, where we only know about maybe 4, 5, 10 Google algorithm changes, but there are actually 400 that happen in a year. Who's going to keep track of that? The agency that makes you win. So I definitely see SEO to be further driving up, and also want to point out, it's all about organic visibility. And when we talk about organic visibility, where are people also going now to search on? It's large language models. It's ChatGPT, and we've got something really, really awesome that we're working on.
Keep it for the next podcast. We keep it for the next podcast. But you actually mentioned a very interesting point. It is always Google versus SEO marketers, right? And it's a cat and mouse game, and there's so many changes. If there is one hack that you want people to really know about how to keep at the game of SEO, what would that be?
So, SEO is the inherent algorithm is obviously how's your website architected, content, great content, all of that. But the super essential critical part, which I feel most brands struggle with, is building authority and backlinks and having people talk about. So if you go way back into the Wayback Engine of Google's algorithm, the only way Google could find a website is if another website talked about it.
Correct.
That's pretty much what a backlink today is. That's not gone anywhere. It's become stronger. You've got to create very high authority content on third-party sites. We built our own content lift tool, which even with brands that have huge in-house SEO teams, they actually leverage the content lift tool, which has about 22,000 publishers today. It's a huge network of publications where anyone can come and use 10, 15, 20 publications, high authority. We've got APIs built in from Ahref, SEMrush, all of that, to really scale up their backlink program. So I would say that is the one thing that brands struggle with, which AdLift has found a solution.
There's so much AI experimentation that is going on, right? Every other day we see something else. Somebody is trying something related to AI, and I think there would be probably 50,000 applications on the App Store and Play Store right now who are talking about AI and possibilities of AI. Right? In your setup in AdLift or around you, is there any AI experiment which you can talk about which you think has really gone well?
So we are working a lot on, I would say, AI overview optimization. Okay. This is essentially the snippets that you now see on top, which are powered by Gemini, and Google, essentially wants to give you a quick answer.
Right.
It's fast replacing what was previously called featured snippets, right? And a lot of the queries that trigger AI overview is your informational top of the funnel. Right. We're also seeing some overlap into transactional and bottom of the funnel, but mostly top of the funnel. Now that's where we've worked a lot with our brands to increase their exposure on AI overview. And in the US, Google is already testing out ads within the AI overview module.
Right.
So what we are basically evangelizing to our brands is the minute that happens, guess what happens? Everybody wants to be seen there. So you got to start early. We've got a ranking factor. Even on our blogs, we talk about AI overview. But happy to talk to brands out there who want us to work on their AI overview strategy. But that's essentially what we've been testing out, and is working out pretty well for our brands.
In fact, that's one question that I had, is that if ChatGPT and AI powered search that you talk about really take off, do you think that's a death of Google Ads?
So I think ChatGPT has its own place. I feel Google has its own place, right? At least in the last 12 months. ChatGPT does stuff that Google is not doing, right? Like you're uploading documents and you're saying summarize this for me, or you want to create some legal document, or you want some content piece, or you're like researching for a holiday and it's building out the whole plan. Now average ChatGPT query is 24 words in length. You were never writing 24 words on Google. So there's a lot of talk of Google dying and search share being taken away. I think people share is being taken away. Google is now not the only platform to start your journey. There is ChatGPT, but ChatGPT search queries are very different from what was on Google.
Right.
So there's a complete different place for large language models, and there's a complete different place which is there for Google.
So while you say that this is going to coexist, like that's what you're hinting at, we are privy to brands who are continuously running everything AI powered, okay, which means they are creating content through AI, they are having an AI machine posting it on behalf, they are kind of getting the reports through AI, and so pretty much brands, and I know a lot of D2C brands who are doing it because their means are limited, they can't possibly employ an agency to do that. But when I look at them and when I see a human powered, and I'm just calling them AI powered brands and human powered brands just to kind of differentiate, I see a classic difference of emotions, right? The way the creatives come out, the way the communication comes out, the way things really turn out to be. Or you think that no, an AI powered brand can actually outrun a human run brand?
I don't think AI can outrun, at least today where we are, I don't think it can outrun human, because that human element, the human touch, that's extremely important in creative, in marketing, right? And at the end of the day, I kind of look at large language models today as they're as good as the prompter. And the prompter can only be as good as their knowledge. A doctor would know how the content is coming out of ChatGPT and understand it better than a layman.
Right.
Similar, a great marketer will know what prompts to put in, what is the quality coming out, and how do you further tweak it.
Right.
And further tweaking prompts, right, from a creative aspect, whether you're using tools like Jasper or you're using, just for content generation, that tweaking and marketing is very critical. So I don't see complete automation happening. I think it's where both human as well as AI power will coexist for efficiencies. You'll be able to do a lot more with less.
Right.
And that's essentially the world we're getting.
Okay. So, I think right in the beginning I said that we're going to keep it very unfiltered. So we're now going to two sections which are going to be unfiltered. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a point blank question. Okay. And the question is this. What's that one thing brands still don't understand about performance marketing that really drives you nuts?
So I think the one thing which I struggle with is where we start to work with brands that spend, hundreds and thousands of dollars on Google. It's the same engine, but when you ask them to double down on SEO, which is the same user, conversion rates are better, it's the same engine, you're acquiring the same, they don't want to spend that amount. And there's a lot of evangelizing that happens, which is obviously our job, and I love doing that. Google's been around for 15 years now.
Right.
That's something that I would say, hey, CMO, you gotta get it, right? I'm saving you money. I'm not taking away your money. I'm saving you money. I'm giving you the same user. at higher conversion rates, at higher average order value. SEO does have higher conversion rates.
Right.
And we're a performance market here. We want to do right by the brand. So we're not saying don't give us your performance marketing. We're saying look at marketing as a whole. Have us as your agency to really figure out where are you getting your maximum bang for the buck. And SEO is golden. So get on with it.
Okay, cool. Which marketing trend you think from last 5 years was totally overhyped and absolutely flopped by now?
So I think the whole world of programmatic was very overhyped along with affiliates, right? There was like a lot of buzzwords thrown in.
Correct.
And although with some of the clients it might be working well,
Right.
but at the end of the day, you know, there's a lot of credibility issue around these, and we've seen that in the recent news, which I think brands should shy away from.
We see affiliate marketers and programmatic platforms out there with stones ready for you. but since you spoke about ad war, Amazon, Google, Meta, who you think is winning the ad war?
I think, you know, based on data alone, I think Meta is winning the ad war. It's been chipping away at Google's market share over the last 5, 7, 8 years. It's doing extremely well with D2C brands. I think Google is, with PLA, with Advantage Plus across Meta. I mean, I think all of these engines are helping the D2C brands to further grow their return on investment.
Right.
But I think for D2C, Meta has become sort of a go-to engine. And Google is also a test and play, is what we are seeing.
If Meta and Google platform goes offline for a month, how would brands survive?
If you worked with AdLift, you'll survive.
Okay.
Because SEO will drive the lion's share of the revenue.
Right.
It'll save you some money also.
Right.
And you'll see your numbers being really awesome, and you'll have a very great relationship with your CFO.
Okay, so that brings me to the last section of our podcast today. And it's going to be a rapid fire stuff. Okay, so you have to give answers quickly. First question. If you could ban one marketing jargon forever, what would it be?
I'll have to think of it.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
EOD.
Yes.
Let's go with EOD, yes.
Yeah. What's the worst SEO advice you've ever heard?
Lots of SEO advices. Don't invest in it. It's going to die very soon. I want quick results, so performance is better. Paid media is better.
If AdLift had to rebrand with a completely crazy name, what would it be?
Lit.
Okay. I thought it was a Liqvd Asia, but yeah, anyway.
Close.
Close. What's your go-to digital marketing flex at a party? Is there one? Like, it took me almost 20 years to tell my mother what I do.
Yeah.
And she still doesn't understand. So, I don't have a flex, but do you?
My flex is I run a digital agency, and I think at this point everybody gets it. But if I get into SEO and all, they'll be like, okay, I don't want to get into it. I don't understand.
Let me focus on the real Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
If Prashant Puri had a marketing superpower, what would it be?
So I think my marketing superpower is understanding organic growth. That is what I would say is my power that I continue to grow.
Since this news has come up, everybody is asking that is Prashant exiting, right? So what's for growth? Since you said growth, so what is ahead of you?
So I think it goes back to the first question, right? I don't know anything else other than what I currently do. I love my job. Unless you have other plans for me, I want to continue doing this for the rest of my life. So I'm not exiting AdLift. We're going to be working very closely with Liqvd to further grow, increase our footprint across India, across the US, across other markets, and really do awesome stuff with our brands and partners. So continue to basically do what we're doing. The AdLift team continues to grow, continues to do what they're doing, and that's essentially the plan.
Cool. So that's the final part of Lit. Thank you very much for watching the first episode of Lit. If you have any question for Prashant, please feel free to drop us a comment below this video, and we'll see you in our next episode next week.